boys kept talking about Mount Walsh, so that's where I am. It's like a couple hours inland from Harvey Bay into back towards the centre of Queensland. Yeah, they made it sound like their local, like really important thing to do. So yeah, I thought I'd come check it out. And I've got like a really heavy backpack full of cameras for this hike, so might be a little bit more out of breath than usual. But that's okay. This path is semi-clear. I don't actually know how long it is. I've only got like maybe a bit more than a litre of water, but pretty sure there's water up here. Maybe. Yeah, yesterday was pretty cool. Had a little barbecue. It's interesting listening to the younger fellas talk about their exploration. Like I was able to share some like lessons and stuff, having already done all the stupid things. And hopefully that opens their eyes a little bit to, I don't know, possibilities, and like just give them a bit, like I feel like I gave them a bit of a heads up for like, because they're exploring like all metaphysical stuff. So yeah, it's normal to explore, like question everything when you're young, I reckon. I think the people that don't question everything are the crazy ones. The ones that just accept. They just like go along with everything and they never like check it out. It's like, man, who's the crazy one? Who's the one that's like, out of touch? Is it the person that's explored everything and like questioned everything and like pulled this whole thing apart and put it back together again? Or is it the person that's just blindly accepted whatever they were programmed into? It's nice to hang out with people that like are really tuned in and like, really prepared to explore, maybe even more than, those boys are like so keen, like dangerously keen to explore. And Callum, who is in the video, like a couple of videos ago, he's writing a book. Like, they're only young fellas, these boys. They're like, I think Callum's 18 and he's been writing a book for like a year, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit less. And I'm just really impressed with like his enthusiasm and like his confidence. Like I'm gonna fucking write a book. Like, yeah, and it's exciting when I know it sounds like a downer, but like a young person who hasn't had their dreams crushed by reality yet. But I honestly believe that he won't get crushed by like anything. I think he'll just like power through it. And we're talking about like how your family and friends are like the greatest obstacles. It's not like when you're trying to create like a really incredible life for yourself and like, question everything, free yourself from all the bullshit like the Matrix or whatever. It's never like strangers that like have a problem. There's no mob with the torches and pitchforks out there in the world. They're like your closest family and friends, the people that like are supposed to love you the most. I guess they do love you the most, and they're like, the way they express that is trying to protect you from like leaving. It's like the same, it's like the modern version of like if we were all still living in caves and shit. If we, just take that as like an example. We're all living in a cave, it's a safe place. We live in a valley. The valley's got abundant everything we need. Beautiful waterfall, fresh water, fruits, even like small animals come to drink from the waterhole, and there's no predators that come into our valley. It's the safest place. It's the most beautiful place in the world. Why would you want to leave that? And then like one of the young fellas is growing up and he's like, I'm going to go out of the valley. And everyone's like, no, why would you do that? You're going to bring terror upon the land. The predators will know where we live, or like you'll get eaten and you'll never come back, or you don't know what's out there. It's like, well, we could just stay here forever, but like eventually something's going to change anyway. Like change is always occurring. You got to adapt. I want to know what's out there. I want more information about the world that I live in. So I'm going to leave the cave. I'm going to leave the valley. And then when you get out of the valley, you meet other travelers. They're like doing the same thing. So they're not going to discourage you. They're only going to boost you up. Like we were all doing to each other yesterday. Like just fuck yeah, like sharing journeys and stuff. Like, have you checked out that valley over there? It's got some really good stuff. Like, here we are. Low key, like very, very fun place. That's what I'll say. Like, this place has everything you need for like the best day ever. Yeah, so you meet all these people that are exploring and they do nothing but encourage you. There's the tribe back at home that's real mad at you because you left the safety. And it's like you compromised everybody's safety by like breaking out of that little bubble. It's interesting. But we're also talking about, probably should have just recorded us talking, but like we're talking about like, you got to do that, go through that, because everybody in the cave and in the valley is just going to hate you and be mad at you and just like, yeah, keep, telling you not to leave the valley, and that like, you'll just be in constant conflict and arguments until you actually leave. So you got to leave the valley, but once you leave the valley, you have no idea about anything. You don't know what's out there. You don't know how to survive out there. You don't know where the water sources are. You don't know where the food is. You don't know what predators are chasing you. Like, it's a whole new world. But if you had stayed back in the safety, you would have just stayed in that action-reaction conflict, and you would never have learned anything. And you probably would have got kicked out anyway because what starts to happen, this is like really stretching the analogy and the metaphor here. What starts to happen when you decide, I want to know what's out there? You sort of start to rub off on everybody else around you, like your brothers and sisters, for example, some of your friends, your cousins, your maybe even like older people, like your uncles, who they reignite that passion from when they were a young man and they wanted to explore and they got talked out of it, you know. It starts to spread, this idea that we could leave the valley, we could go out there and we could figure it out. There's a whole, like we seeing 1% of the world, and out there could be stuff we've never imagined. Oh shit. There is stuff we've never imagined. Yeah. Yeah, so the excitement, the motivation, the desire to leave the valley starts to spread. That's when you get in trouble. That's when it comes to a breaking point where you don't leave the valley voluntarily. You're kicked out, like the tribe says no more. You're infecting the minds of the young. You're making all these people want to leave the safety and leave our traditions and our lifestyle here that's we've spent so long cultivating. We've created this perfect life for ourselves, and you want to jeopardize it all, and you're compromising everybody. And then, yeah, so they kick you out. Like my parents kicked me out of home because it was like this dangerous idea of like questioning everything was spreading. Also, it's like really chaotic when you start questioning. You start doing really naughty shit, breaking all the rules, and like it just erodes the fabric of like authority and structure. And yeah, it does, it ruins the makeup of like the tribe. So they have to kick you out. So the question is really, are you going to sit around and wait and keep like talking shit about what you're going to do? Or are you just going to pack your bags and leave the fucking valley? Go into that uncertainty head first. Have no clue what you're doing. And then one day, maybe, you can return to the valley satisfied with new knowledge, new gifts of untold lands you can share with the people. And they will love you now because you can tell them there's fresh water in these other valleys all around us, and I can show you how to get there. I can give you safe passage. I can show you where new kinds of fruits are. I can show you where new animals graze. I can show you beautiful, beautiful places where you can sit and listen to nature and hear her stories. Most importantly, I'm not gonna disrupt the fabric of this place anymore because I'm at peace in myself, because I've been on my quest. That's what's going down right now. I left the fucking valley. Really, really well and truly. Like, let's keep going with the metaphor. I'm having fun with this. Hopefully you guys are too. Yeah, it says basically don't do this on that sign, but I think it'll be right. That's part of the just doing what you want to do, questioning everything. Sign says probably don't walk past this point. Nah, should be right. But yeah, so taking the metaphor another step further. So what I did, and what I think people generally do, is, and this is another part of why you get kicked out of the tribe, you leave the valley, but you don't leave, you come back. You leave and you come back. You do these little small expeditions and you come back with these little new, like really attractive and intriguing stories and those are the stories that start to infect the minds of the others. This is all Maze Runner shit, hey? If you guys haven't seen the movie Maze Runner, it's like exactly what I'm talking about. It's like the visuals for the metaphor. But yeah, little expeditions, little explorations. And you come back with all this knowledge, and yeah, especially it's really upsets the leaders of like your family unit or like your community, because it starts to erode their authority. Not that that's your intention. Your intention is just to question everything. But there's a shift in power dynamics because people want to know more shit and they look to the leader for all the answers. And suddenly you're coming back giving them answers they've never heard before. And it starts to create, like, really erode the image that the leader has the answers. Even though the lifestyle that's been created in the community is great, it's beautiful, everything you need. So yeah, go on these little expeditions, exploring, looking for experiences like this. Far out, I'm so sorry if this is just like a panting mess. Yeah, the expeditions get bigger, riskier, more dangerous. You get more fearless, more cocky, and really, it's not fair that you're staying in the safety of the known world and fucking around in the unknown world. So really, it's the right thing to do to leave the valley completely. But I think it's kind of natural to explore a little bit at a time until you find that courage inside yourself to just leave and see what's out there. But yeah, I think that's when you really start to have problems. When you start to go on those first early expeditions, just go have a little bit of a peek at the world beyond. And then you come back. Man, I'm gonna smash water after I turn this journal off. Yeah, actually, I'll do another journal probably, because I feel, yeah, this is a good place to be. So click the like button for me, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you shortly with, yeah, more to share.